Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another live iThemes training event. This is a bit of a different kind of training today, not really a training, more as just an introduction to you, our iThemes friends, to the new brand of SolidWP. And to do that, Matt Cromwell is with us. Matt is the Senior Director of Customer Experience at Stellar WP, which is the parent company of iThemes. You may recognize Matt from being around the WordPress space for quite a while as one of the founders of GiveWP. He is also now part of the Stellar team. Matt, welcome. Glad you're here.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Glad to be here. And it's so cool seeing so many people from all around the world. I saw Israel and Switzerland and Germany. It's so cool. Lots of folks from California too. I love California. So
yeah, for sure. So Matt, this is going to be a shorter time today. Normally our trainings are about an hour. This is only going to be about 30 minutes today. So give us kind of an overview of what you'd like to show the folks over the next half hour and where we're headed.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to really reveal the brand to all of y'all. Some of you maybe have already seen some of our announcements. We do have a website up already, and we're taking emails there. If you head over to SolidWP, you will see it. I am going to do a couple slides just to show the logo and whatnot. And then we're going to leave at least 10 minutes for Q&A. So if you have questions about iThemes products and everything like that, we really did try hard to try to answer a lot of those questions on the website, but I love answering questions too. So we'll have 10 minutes to answer anything that you have. So keep them for the end.
Awesome. And let me just jump in with a couple of housekeeping notes before you get into all the things that we're going to see today, Matt. Folks, if you're just joining us in Zoom, welcome. We're glad you're here. We're talking all about the new brand of SolidWP. iThemes is becoming SolidWP, and we're going to show you lots of the designs that have been created by the team. It's really, really great work. I'm excited about it. If you have questions along the way, pop open the Zoom Q&A. Use the button there on the Zoom window and ask your questions. And please, especially for this today's time together, because we have a limited time, keep that Q&A window open. And if somebody else has asked a question that you would like to have the answer to, make sure to hit the thumbs up button underneath that question, because it's likely we won't get to all of the questions today during the time that we have. But we'll be taking the questions in the order of upvotes at the end. And with that, I'll be quiet. Matt, let's get started.
Cool. Check, check. Paul says my mic is a little weird, so I turned it down. Is that good? Sound good?
Sounds good.
Cool, cool. Alrighty. I'm going to share my screen and Cool. Hey, everybody. This is SolidWP. And just a little bit of background. We are going to be talking about this on a video series that Devin and I, my partner Devin and I, are launching this brand together and relaunching the products. We, over the years, have been noticing that iThemes, honestly, as a brand, doesn't really reflect what the team and the products are really all about all that well anymore. And quite honestly, the whole kind of nomenclature of having a little I and then a brand is kind of like an older style of brand as well. And we felt like it would be really high time for a bit of a refresh. And if we focus on the products that iThemes has really been able to nail really, really well over the years, it comes down to security, backups, and site maintenance, and of course training. And these ones, I think in particular, are what we really felt like was a really solid foundation for any WordPress website. And we went through a whole process of thinking about how we can talk about make sure that the brand reflects this foundational aspect of WordPress. And so we landed on the term SolidWP, and we really love it. And went through a whole process of making the icon and the logo and the word mark. And we actually just recorded a brand new video that we're going to get out, I'm hoping by Thursday this week, with our designer Alberto on the show with us. And we talk all about all of this stuff. So if you're like really geek out about logos and font typography stuff, this is a really interesting episode for you to watch. But this is the brand SolidWP. We really love the way the purple really pops, and we have this S here. If you look really carefully, you could see that there's like a bit of a depth to the S in the middle here. And that's something that we actually did carry over from the Give logo. If you're familiar with Give WP, we really like having a little bit of depth to our iconography. And so we carried that over here as well. And then we have the solid typeface that is supposed to really look really solid in particular. And then WP with a slightly lower font weight there at the end. This is what we want to use specifically across all the products as well. So the other reason why we really like the term solid is that it turns into really good product names. So iTheme Security in particular is going to be rebranding to Solid Security, for example. Here's a couple other examples of the way that we're using the icon by itself, really trying to have that stand out strong and work in a lot of different contexts. It looks great on a black background, on a white background. We have versions in which there's more of a lined circle instead of a solid circle. It's really versatile. That's the whole idea there. And here you could see how we want to implement that across the products. So it has much the same similar kind of feel in terms of the typography, but you see how we're bringing in some color here on the product. So solid security, and then we're bringing in some iconography on for the specific product itself. And we're going to carry that across all the products. So here you see solid backups as well, has the same look and feel, and has its own dedicated icon. And then the last one, if you're familiar with Sync, this is what we're reframing to Solid Central. Because Sync itself also, we felt like you're not really syncing a whole lot actually with this product. You're really doing a lot of maintenance. And it's really a centralized hub of where you can maintain your websites in particular. So we went through a lot of different names, Solid Hub, Solid Panel, and we landed in the end on Solid Central. The one logo that I don't have for you yet is also what we've been working on with Nathan. We are also going to work on launching Solid Academy. And I'm really excited about that. Every time I get to work with Nathan is a good time. We think that there's a big, bright future in store for everything that Nathan's been doing with all of y'all. It's amazing to see there's 90 people on this call right now. So I think that's totally amazing. And we're working on the Solid Academy logo right now, and we're probably going to try to reveal that in one of our upcoming videos. So watch for that as well. Last one is I want to show how this is not just a rebrand in general. This is also really an investment in the products themselves. We're trying to signal not only that we're going to really care deeply about the way that these products are shown in your admin and the way that they function, that they have to be really solid in terms of functionality and what they provide for you. But there's also going to be a lot of new features coming as well. And truthfully, I feel like if you're a Backup Buddy customer, for example, you might notice there has not been a whole lot of product updates over the last couple of years. We're changing that for sure. And even with Sync, not a whole lot of new things coming from Sync for a little while. We're going to be investing a lot more in these products going forward. So this here is just a quick little glimpse of Solid Security. I believe this is actually the free product. And so you can see how in many ways this represents a visual dashboard that you have available, and how clean it's supposed to look and easy on the eyes and easy to navigate. You'll notice that we're moving all of the navigation for all of the security settings into the actual WordPress admin navigation over here. So you'll see here, this is the dashboard where we're at right now. Site scans is one, user security, solid firewall, that's a hat tip, pay attention to that one. Vulnerabilities, of course, settings, logs, and we do have a GoPro link here for those who are wanting to upgrade to the Pro version. So this is definitely a refresh of the UI. It should be a lot easier to navigate, a lot easier to find the things you need to find in order to dial in the settings that you want. We're excited about the direction here. I love seeing the QA and the chats totally lighting up. I'm saying the right things if the QA is lighting up. So next one, this one is a quick view of solid backups. This is really mostly a design refresh for the most part for right now. There's definitely going to be some great features coming as well. One of our developers, John Regan, he recently just did an internal demo of solid backups for us, and I was shocked and amazed. It was really so fast and so intuitive. We're getting more and more excited to really get this out there to all of y'all. So I do think that solid backups is going to be really great, and definitely going to be a big addition to any website for sure. And then last one is Solid Central. This is the WordPress plugin, of course, not the dashboard itself. Here's the dashboard. We're going to work on this as well. But then in the WordPress admin, this is a visualization of what we want to see for Solid Central in the WordPress admin area. Specifically, this is actually wrong. This is the solid security menu items, but this is actually the Solid Central area here. You can see how nice and clean it looks. You get to see your core updates and everything at a glance super quickly. And we have the navigation here with some new iconography. Also down here, all the different sites that you manage could be available here, and you can add new sites and whatnot. So this is just a really super quick overview, and wanted to just let everyone in on that. I'm going to keep this up as I jump into the Q&A though. I maybe went too fast, Nathan. I'm not sure.
Oh, I think the more time we have for questions, the better. And there's 13 questions stacked up now. So this is a great place to stop. Folks, if you have questions about what you've just seen or questions about the rebrand and what that means for you, open up that Zoom Q&A and ask your question there. Scan the questions that have already been asked and upvote the questions that you also have. And we're just about to start taking those questions in the order of upvotes. So great question starting off here from Sherry, who's one of our longtime members. How will we access our accounts and training going forward? She says, I'm a Toolkit member. Is everything moving to the new website, and when? Andrea also comes in mentioning, I'm just a security user. Do I still log into the iThemes website? How's that all going to work?
Yep, absolutely. Super important. We do intend that we will be migrating everything to SolidWP, and there will be a very similar type of experience that would be like my.solidwp.com, and all of your stuff is still going to be there. That's our plan and our intention. I don't want to oversell this though. You all have to understand that iThemes has been in existence for 15 years, and that means all of that website data and things have been accumulating over those 15 years, and we're trying to migrate all of that 15 years of stuff. It is quite a daunting task. We're bringing in lots of additional help and resources to help make this as smooth as possible. But in terms of what you have today for iThemes on members.ithemes.com or training.ithemes.com, all of that is going to continue to be available. There might be a bit of a staggered launch, essentially, between like customer accounts might be available first, and then training might be a little bit later, things like that. But no matter how it actually gets migrated in the end, it'll always be intuitive and easy to find. We'll definitely ensure that.
Yeah, that I cannot imagine the logistics that are going to be involved in getting all that information set into a new site with all the things. That's going to be quite the task.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good question here from Vern, and I hear this question a lot. Can you please explain the corporate relationship between Solid, Liquid Web, Stellar, and all the things?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I won't belabor it too much, but Liquid Web is the company. So let's make it super clear. The company is Liquid Web. Liquid Web is broken up essentially into three different major departments. Liquid Web proper, which provides hosting, and Nexus, which provides WordPress managed hosting, and Stellar WP. And Stellar WP is essentially the software division, meaning all of the WordPress products that we have. And currently, Stellar WP has quite a few products. Just to list all of them, it's the events calendar, LearnDash, Restrict Content Pro, Cadence, Give WP, iThemes, Iconic WP, Orderable, and even a little one that we also built at Give WP called WP Business Reviews. So all of those exist within Stellar WP. And within there, we have a leadership team that includes me and Devin Walker, Zach Terrell. These are probably folks that you might have heard of, but we are the ones trying to make sense of all the madness of all these products and plugins and manage things. So does that answer the question, Nathan? Did I miss something?
No, I think that's really good. So I think our Liquid Web is the parent company. Stellar WP is where all the WordPress products live, plugins, software, and Solid is one of the software properties under Stellar. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. And when Nathan introduced me, I'm the senior director of customer experience at Solid WP. And that's because there are some departments that are now kind of brand wide. One of them is our customer experience department, which is actually currently evolving right now. And our marketing team is also evolving right now as well. So we have some shared resources across all of the brands as well. So.
Okay, this is a question that's come up quite a bit. Kenneth has asked it. Some others have chimed in. Actually, Rosendo also echoed a similar question just now in the chat, and it has to do with licensing. So Kenneth says, I have iThemes Security Pro Gold. Will my license automatically go to Solid Security? Deborah is asking the same about the Backup Buddy license. Ronaldo says he bought a lifetime license for iThemes Security, I'm assuming when it was available. How is the licensing going to work?
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to continue to honor all of the licensing that exists on the products that are all being carried over. And that's the big key. Right now on iThemes, there is quite a lot of products. There are even some products that are still getting renewals that aren't even available for sale on the website anymore. There's also several different bundles of products for some plugins that don't actually belong to iThemes anymore. So there's kind of like a really fun, interesting Venn diagram of product bundles that I'm slowly untangling in order to figure out the best way to map everything correctly. But the reason, I'm making this into a bigger question, but I do want to go a little bit higher level. Part of the reason why we're focusing so strongly on Solid WP is to provide focus and to move away from things that are tertiary to the purpose of this team and these products. So that does mean that there are some products, some of them that some of you maybe never heard of, that will be sunset. Things like Boombar or landing pages. These things are going to be sunset. But when it comes to licensing on Solid, on iThemes Security in particular, Backup Buddy, Sync, these are all continuing just as they are. We are going to support you no matter what. We have free support. We have premium support. We're going to continue to support all of our licenses. Now, I do think that there's going to be new opportunities of new types of products. Like, for example, there is right now several different types of bundles on the site. With Solid, there's only going to be one, and that's going to be the Solid Suite is what we're calling it right now. That suite most likely will grow. And it might be really interesting for some of you who have lifetime licenses to consider getting into the suite at some point. So that's just a little bit of a hint. When it comes to the foundational aspect of WordPress, we love the products that we have right now, but they're not the entire foundation. We are very interested in talking about the idea of expanding Solid to include things like caching potentially, transactional emails potentially, and SEO potentially, forms potentially. All of these things are the types of things that every single WordPress website has to have to be successful. And we want to make sure that Solid embraces that whole entire foundation as much as possible. So I kind of blew that up bigger, but I hope I also answered the small direct question as well.
Yeah, a lot of the things that I've seen online and Facebook groups, and I think what people are afraid of is, oh, you're changing the name, so you're going to stop honoring my iThemes security license.
Yeah, never. I mean, iThemes' slogan was making people's lives awesome. And we're going to definitely continue in that vein for sure. That's not necessarily the slogan going forward, but we love that slogan. And we love that spirit. And even at GiveWP and all throughout all of Stellar, we're all about just making sure we're supporting all of our customers as much as possible. So no fear of taking things away. The biggest financial aspects of it are that we're going to probably try to sell you more. So, but that'll come later. So
great. In the same thread of conversation as more things to come, Elizabeth's question is, do we have a roadmap that we can follow to see where we are in this whole conversion?
No, not in particular. I think what would be best is if you're following the video series that Devin and I are doing, because there we'll definitely be giving the most hints and updates about the progress that we're making and how close we are to launch.
And where can they find that series?
We actually do have a SolidWP YouTube channel already. So youtube.com/@SolidWP will get you there. But we're going to be posting these to the SolidWP website as well.
Excellent. Let's see. Paul wants to know if there's a way we can get lifetime deals on toolkit memberships.
Maybe not. I do think that lifetime deals are something that are harder and harder to offer from a business perspective. So I'm not going to make promises there and be totally truthful and honest with you about that.
Very good. All right. I just dropped the link in the chat, by the way, for anybody that wants that YouTube channel. There is the link. You can subscribe right now. Sue says, I was recently billed for a toolkit for the year. Are there any services that will change over the next year? The price hasn't changed. Will the services change? We've talked about some potential new products and so forth. How will that be handled with a toolkit membership?
Yeah, toolkit, we're essentially planning right now. I want to give a little asterisk and say there are so many unknown unknowns when it comes to iThemes. I know what I know, but I don't know what I don't know. There's still, I could turn another corner tomorrow and find a brand new thing that I didn't expect. But I will say that the intention right now is that if you have any kind of, whether it's the toolkit or the essentials bundle or any of the bundled products, those are going to be converted to the Solid Suite. That's the plan and the intention right now.
Yeah, very good. Vern would like to know if there's a time frame for the first security release with the new branding.
We're going to be launching all of the products with the new branding all at the same time. So when the site is fully out there and fully live, all the products will be updated to. That's also our plan. And we don't have like a firm timeline, but we're not announcing this in order for you to be ready for it in a year. Like it's probably going to be a matter of months. So right now we're hoping for, I think the best I would say is summer-ish. Let's try summer-ish.
And just, this is a good time to note, this is a rebrand in public. So we're not coming out here that the brand is finished. Everything's, ta-da, here it is. It's more of a, this is where things are going in the progress. Why a rebrand in public, Matt?
Ooh, good question. For the most part, honestly, we want to be able to talk about all the really fun, exciting things. It's like, because a lot of this is, we already have been working on this for quite a while, and it's going to still take a while still. And we don't want folks to think that we're not working on iThemes. We're working on it like crazy. It's just that we've been working on it from this SolidWP perspective. And I want to be able to tell folks, this is what we're doing. This is our intention. This is where we're going. This is how we're investing in the products. It's just not out there for the world quite yet. So being able to talk about it in public is really important to establish trust with the current user base, the current customer base, and also to signal to the world that we're coming and we're coming strong, and it's going to be here really soon.
Yeah, yeah. I want to make sure we honor your time, Matt. I know we've got just about 2 minutes left here. Samuel's got a great question in the Q&A. When Sync moves into Solid Central, are we going to have to reinstall plugins? Samuel says we have more than 250 clients. It'd be really hard, which I totally relate to that, to get all those things. Is that an answer that you know at this point?
Our intention is that nothing significantly changes with the products. When we do the actual launch, there'll be some new features or whatnot, but it's not as if you have to uninstall something and install something new. It's just like any other update. It just happens to be a bit of a dramatic visual change, as well as some polish, as well as some additional features. And that's on purpose. A lot of the bigger features that we're planning are going to come later, intentionally in order to make this transition as smooth as possible and not disruptive, so that we can pave the way for introducing new features in the future.
Very good. Let's see. Co is asking, Backup Buddy, iTheme Security, Sync, will they still be able to be installed separately like they are now?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, very good. Matt's got a question about the Academy, which I'll take after you drop off here. Just what all is covered. I'll talk about iTheme's training, Matt, in just a minute, and what we're offering. Let's see. Wow, questions are jumping around. Paul wants to know if when we rename the plugins, are they going to continue at the current version number, or are they going back to 1.0? I'm not sure why that's important, but
it's actually, yeah, I'm not actually sure. That's a good one. I'm a little stumped. Yep. Yeah. I don't know for sure.
All right, so we got a minute left. So Matt, wrap us up. Give us the big picture takeaways here that you'd like to leave folks with.
Yeah, absolutely. Folks, follow us along at solidwp.com. Keep the questions coming. There's 100 ways to reach out to us. We're very public and very open. I mean, my email, I'll tell you right now, matt@solidwp.com. Feel free to email me whenever you like. Just be ready, because we're excited about what we've been cooking up, and it's going to be out there, and we want to get it into your hands as soon as we can. So
awesome.
I'm just like really excited to see you all here. So, and really amazed and impressed with everything that Nathan does. So thank you all for the opportunity to be here.
Yeah, appreciate your time. I'm going to stay around just for a minute and talk about what we're doing in iTheme's training. Matt, thanks very much for being with us. Y'all say bye to Matt.
Thank you. Bye.
Awesome. So really cool stuff coming forward with SolidWP, and a lot of things still, there are questions to be answered with exactly how Solid Academy is going to look. I don't have a lot of those answers right now, but Matt asked a great question there about, what is going to be covered in the Academy. And Matt, I can tell you what we're doing now with iTheme's training, and it will be very similar, I believe, to that. And that is currently we're doing 3 live webinars a week. Some of them are free. Some of them require a membership. For example, the training membership, I think, is the best deal out there as far as training goes. It's $39 a month or $3.99 for the year. And that covers, of course, all the free events. And we have the archive of all the replays that you can have access to. But as a member, you also get every week, every Thursday, we do in office hours with me. You can ask any question you want. We have a mix of business development questions as well as technical questions. And it's just a great community that's there in office hours. We have a lot of fun. And sometimes we just workshop solutions together, actually. And it's always a lot of fun. So we do office hours. Also, a benefit of being a member is my Fly course. Fly is our business development course. It's once a month, one critical business topic per month throughout the year. And that's a recurring course that we've done the last few years here. And it's very helpful, I think, because it covers the top issues that we face as we're building a business, growing our business, building and managing WordPress sites for clients. And then last of all, we do a premium event every month. And I'm just going to share my screen and show you some of the things that we've done this year. So if you're a member, you have access to all of this. Our current course is coming up in 2 weeks, our digital marketing crash course with Elizabeth Pamplone. It's a 2-day course. It's over 4 hours. So it's a Tuesday and a Wednesday, and those dates are wrong. That's awesome. That should say April. So right here, we're going to fix that as soon as we wrap up today. But we're going to be talking about social media in day 1. We're going to be talking about email marketing in the first hour of day 2, and then how to work with clients and create services for social media and email marketing on the last hour of day 2. And of course, we have replays that'll be available for all of those as well if you can't make it live. But here's just an example of our course archive that's available for members. we do one of these courses every month, and the archive goes back for years into so many great courses, everything from SEO to analytics to working with Cadence to all of the last few years of the Fly business development, website content, so many things that we've done over the years, accessibility, and we bring in a subject matter expert every month for each of those. So that was a really long answer to your question, Matt, but hopefully you can see what we're doing. And that's actually, you can jump on now at ithemes.com/training. And there's a 30-day free trial. You can jump in. And it's, again, it's $39 a month or $3.99 if you buy the year in advance. Yeah. All right. So thanks, Matt, for asking that question. That, folks, was not a planted question. I've never met Matt before, but thank you, Matt, for that great question. Let's see if there's any. I'm going to be real careful about what other questions I can answer because I do not have all the answers to these questions. But let me just scroll through and see if there are any other questions that I can answer. Certainly, some of these are about the graphic design, and like Matt Cromwell mentioned, they're going to be dropping a video later this week on the Solid YouTube channel about with the designer talking about all the typography, which that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to enjoy watching that video. So just subscribe to the Solid YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@SolidWP, and right there, it's a very small subscriber base and growing. So subscribe to that channel, and you'll be notified when that new video drops. See if there's anything in here I can answer. Let's see. Okay. I think that's the end of the questions that I personally can answer. There was a question in the chat from Web Solutions, I believe, about iThemes Builder. Builder Web Solutions, the Builder theme was sunset. Oh, goodness, probably 2-3 years ago. So it is no longer being actively maintained by iThemes, and it will be, again, one of those products that it will not carry forward into the Solid offering. So yeah, we announced the sunset of Builder. My goodness, I want to say it might have even been 2000. It's been years ago that it was sunset. So that's definitely a theme you'll want to be transitioning away to another theme if it's on an active site. We in my agency, we do still have a handful of sites using iThemes Builder. We don't see any security or functionality issues, but it does have a problem with PHP 8, and those issues are not going to be addressed because it has been sunset. All righty. Any other questions, comments there in the chat before we end things today? We'll have this up in a replay in about 30-45 minutes from now. And this was fun, right? It's gonna be fun watching the progress of SolidWP. If you've not yet taken the chance to look at the site, there's a good explanation of what's going on. There's some good FAQs down toward the bottom. Here's a video with Matt and Devin talking about their vision for SolidWP, and a good little note to customers and so forth. So if you want also, you can subscribe to updates, and you'll get those email updates about SolidWP as well. All that is at solidwp.com. Dennis, yeah, still, do you have access to Cadence? That's a good, I don't know how that's going to work. What I would tell you is this. I don't know anything about that. And just for the record, I'm a contractor for iThemes, so I am not in a lot of the internal meetings for these things. Currently, the iThemes toolkit includes Cadence. Buy the iThemes toolkit. You're going to get training, Cadence, security, backups, everything as it is right now for at least the next year, right? So I don't know, anything more than that going forward, but that's a hugely excellent deal on all of those products in the iThemes toolkit. So check that out. All right, everybody, any final questions before we wrap up? Ben's wanting to know, would the hours with SolidWP Academy be the same as before? I would imagine we land on 1 o'clock Central Time as a pretty good time for just about everywhere, unless you're in Australia. So it's the best time of the day across the various time zones of the USA. It's also a good time in Western Europe because it's early evening. Yeah, so 1 o'clock Central Time is probably going to be, and how many, my personal hours? I have no idea. So a lot of those things, we're talking about. I'm not sure how that's going to look. I don't anticipate, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. So hopefully we'll have a lot of those things squared away. What they have said, publicly is that they're doubling down on their commitment to training. So that was in the initial letter that was sent out to iThemes folks when Matt and Devin took over. So we're working on how that's going to look. I'm not making any changes, I'm not changing any plans about how many numbers of webinars I'm scheduling, for example, right now. So there you go. 7 days a week. I don't think that's going to be in the cards. No. John, I am personally not able to put more time into it than I'm doing now. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us for the last 38 minutes. How's that? Hopefully you've got a better understanding of what's happening with Solid and the rebrand and the transition that's happening. I love, for example, the openness with which this rebrand is happening. It's really cool to see this happen in public, and gradually the changes will be published here at SolidWP, and you can follow along with those by email or there on the YouTube channel as well. So with that, I'm going to wrap us up here. I am back tomorrow for members for the Fly course, and then Thursday for members for office hours. Until then, we'll see you next time on iThemes Training, where we go further together.